Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I wanted to make another longer form video over what is one of my top Vader moments that occurred in the 2015 Vader comic series. Without further delay, let's get into the video. Did you know that Darth Vader's cybernetic suit had a kill switch? In the 2015 canon Vader comics, it is revealed that Emperor Palpatine has had a replacement plan in place for Vader since he sustained his injuries on Mustafar should the need arise. Palpatine recruited Silo, who was one of the scientists responsible for crafting Vader's suit and saving his life. It was during this process where Silo created a kill switch for Vader's suit, where it gets used on the Dark Lord of the Sith. A quick version as to how we reach this event is Vader hiring Black Chrysanthemum to track down Silo after this mysterious scientist has a meeting with the Emperor. Vader discovers that he has been working on these individuals enhanced with cybernetics that have the potential to replace him. This is a program that has been supported by the Emperor. After the disappointment Vader caused him due to the destruction of the Death Star, Palpatine allows Silo to challenge his apprentice with these creations. They eventually embark on missions together, destroying the Empire's enemies. However, Silo's subjects begin to start failing, whilst Vader is succeeding. This affects his ego to the point where he begins to try and set Vader up for failure and death by communicating with the rebels. During one particular mission, two of Silo's subjects turn on each other in the middle of a battle with Vader, with one killing the other. In their dying breath, they reveal Silo's betrayal to Vader, who informs Palpatine. The Emperor played on Silo's ego, tricking him into openly betraying the Empire, thus giving them cause to destroy him. Vader kills the last of his subjects before confronting Silo on the command bridge of the Executor. Lord Vader tells him that his machines are insufficient as Silo activates the kill switch, dropping the Sith Lord to his knees as he replies saying that he is forgetting that he is also one of his machines. Silo thinks out loud, saying he wondered whether what rose from his operating table was more man than machine, finishing by saying he now has his answer. Now, this is where the fun begins.
This is where the fun begins.
As the last words Vader hears are Silo informing his army that Vader is no longer a threat as he goes into a rage-induced imagination sequence. We see Anakin back on the lava bank on Mustafar, with all limbs but his already cybernetic arm cut off by Obi-Wan as he shouts, "You were the chosen one!" He says, "I loved you, Anakin," as Anakin shouts, "You're a liar and a coward. If you loved me, Obi-Wan, you would have killed me." Obi-Wan picks up what is left of his body and throws him into the lava, asking him if this would have been better. From the lava rises Vader in the suit, as he replies to Obi-Wan saying that it would have been better for him, igniting his saber. Kenobi drops the same line from A New Hope, "If you strike me down, I will become more powerful than you can imagine," as Vader kills him in the same manner. The Dark Lord of the Sith believes he is more powerful with every step he takes away from his former master. Vader hears someone in the distance shout, "No!" as the body of Anakin Skywalker reveals itself, saying, "You killed him." These words are most likely drawn from Vader's brief interactions with his son, Luke, so far. I'm not sure if it is the illustration style in this picture or not, but Anakin here is holding what appears to be Vader's lightsaber hilt, except with a blue blade. They have a very short duel, concluding with Vader force-pulling Anakin towards him, cutting his legs off. Anakin asks how he could do this, as Vader drags him towards the lava bank, telling him that he was a child, and that he is well accustomed to killing children, leaving him to burn as he originally did in Revenge of the Sith. This was a super dark line from Vader, with the obvious reference being the younglings in the Jedi Temple. However, in the Kenobi series, we saw him kill another child there too. Vader begins to walk off, having left his former self to burn, before he hears a familiar voice telling him to turn back, Annie. Padme continues by asking him to stay with her. He says no, trying to resist her. She continues to plead, "Anakin," as Vader finds himself chained to the table that he was transformed on in Revenge of the Sith. His former wife remains persistent, saying he knows he doesn't need to go on. It can be over, he doesn't want to leave, and asking him to stay again. I believe this is very symbolic of there being the light within him, wanting to go back, yet he feels imprisoned and as though he doesn't have the power or any hope left. This is why his son is so important to him. He's not at the stage of turning yet, as we see in Return of the Jedi, as Padme begins to be choked again by Vader as she screams out Anakin's name. Vader replies no to her, effectively saying no to the light side as pure rage overtakes him, and through sheer will and hate he overpowers the kill switch. His imagination sequence concludes with him breaking free of the chains, saying Anakin is dead and that he killed him. The chains were effectively his former self, Anakin Skywalker, and the Vader in him views Anakin as a weakness and a part of him that held him back, always saying that he killed him when the name is brought up. Like I said earlier, and as Padme said with her dying breaths, there was still good in him, which is what is seen when he is redeemed by saving Luke. As we saw recently in the Ahsoka series, Vader was always a part of Anakin, he just never had control over it. At the present time in this comic series though, Vader is still fueled by anger and hatred, which effectively saves him in this instance as he rises to Silo's shock, putting his saber through him. So there we have it guys, Vader's rage was at such heights that he could literally overpower a kill switch on his suit. the very thing that kept him alive. Anytime we get Padme content with Vader, I'm always a huge fan, as I love seeing his reactions and those glimpses of light within him. The whole imagination sequence was hugely symbolic of a lot of different things really. Vader surviving what Anakin could not, Vader killing his former self, the part of him that he viewed as weak, then that bit of good left in him, presenting itself in the form of Padme in his mind, urging him to stop and go back. Ultimately, at this point though, he knows himself alone won't be able to break the clutches of the Emperor, and thus the anger and the self-hatred and loathing win out, breaking the shackles of the pull to the light. Let me know what you thought of this video. How did you understand Vader's imagination sequence? Comment below if you interpreted it differently. I love hearing thoughts and ideas from other fans. I want to quickly say a big thank you for your support on my last video too. It seems like you enjoyed that one, and I hope you enjoy this one too. Until next time, may the Force be with you. Always.